shit. Hey, now y'all finding out some real shit. Now, if you listen behind me, yeah, people finding out real shit. Women finding out their husband ain't as fine as they thought he was. You just standing there in the kitchen and you grab something out the refrigerator, turn around, look at this motherfucker. You like, this nigga's ugly as shit. Why the fuck did I marry this ugly motherfucker? Niggas is realizing their wife got a whole goatee. You ain't see that goatee before, did you? But this motherfucker... this corona got you realizing that your wife ain't as fine as you thought she was. Ain't it? Tell the truth. People finding out all kinds of shit. Welcome Facebook Live. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Yeah. Finding out all kinds of shit about each other. Ladies ain't realized, you know, that after 5, 6, 7, 8 days in the house with your ass, he gonna be missing for some time. Where he at? He out beating his meat. That's what he do when you ain't home anyway. I'm telling you some real shit. So listen. Everybody finding out some real shit now that we gotta stay together. Ain't we? Tell the truth. So this is when you gotta be strong. This is when you gotta be real strong. I'm about to go to Kwame because we need these black families to make it through make it through this coronavirus shit. Y'all see this track right here? Y'all like this? Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen, there he is, the one and only Boy Genius. What up, Kwame?
Chillin', what's going on, man?
I'm giving you some claps. We got claps over here. How's everything, brother?
What's up?
Man, I am good. Thanks for taking, first of all, let me say thank you for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, man.
Listen, when I saw that you were doing the event this Saturday, I was like, oh, fuck that. Before D-Nice grab him, let me grab him. D-Nice grab everybody on D-Nice joint. They said Jesus was in there yesterday.
Yeah, right?
So I said, I wanted to holler at you and tell everybody about, let's start off. Well, before we even get into what's going on this Saturday, because that's a bomb event. It's a bomb idea that you have to put your guys on, do one song and break. That's spectacular. Before we get into all of that, a lot of people don't realize your pedigree outside of the rhyming.
Yeah.
Like there's a sister, like sister just quoted right there. Oh, I love the rhythm. That's the best song, hands down. Y'all don't know what this man's discography looks like.
Well, you know, like, but I'm trying to. My thing is, I've always been 50% MC but 50% producer. You know, I've always produced my own things. I've produced all my records in the past, but more so, you know, I produce for a lot of people. I write and I produce for people to this day. So you know, it could go from, and it's all over the place. It could be from Mary J. Blige.
How about if I read a few? Can I read a few?
Yeah, go on.
I have the list right here. The list includes, listen everybody, Mary J. Blige, Drew Hill, LL Cool J, Janet Jackson, Will Smith, Tweet and Missy, Method Man, Fantasia, Talib Kweli, Keisha Cole, Raheem DeVaughn, Shantae Moore, the Pussycat Dolls, JoJo, Lloyd Banks, and Nick Cannon. I mean, you really get it in, brother.
Yeah, man. And also Vivian Green. Shout out to Vivian Green as well. You know, we got that stuff that's going on right now as well.
Of course. There was always these rumors, and she was like, ain't no rumors, don't say nothing else to me about that, Joe. And I was like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing else, so I'm not gonna bring it up while I'm talking to you. So you started out as a producer first?
No, well, you know what's so weird? When I started out and I was producing, producing, I didn't know what a producer was. You know what I'm saying? And my producer was supposed to be Herbie Lovebug, and Herbie was just super busy.
Okay.
So I just went in there and I started making my own records. And by the end, at the end of the day, I created an album, created the whole thing. So I guess I turned into a producer by default. And I was only 15, 16 years old. So I just had to learn trial by error. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. So you telling me when we hear these stories of these guys nowadays who are these what they call these young new whatever, you already did.
Yeah, but you know what? I think everybody's story is different.
Okay.
So we may end up in the same place later on, but I think everybody's story, whatever how young they are or how old they are when they start, it still is. Everybody has a different path that they took to get there. So I think I hear a lot about this producer and that producer, or older producers will complain, well, the younger producers got it easy because the computers do all the work for them, blah blah blah. But it's all different. I think it's enough room for everybody to do their thing and keep it popping.
That's crazy. Well, I don't know if you can see. I get down.
Yeah, I see you guys set up back there. Like, I'm about to say, what's going on over there?
Well. Just like you, I caught the bug one day. I was at Here's my story, Kwame. So I'm on tour, the Def Comedy Jam tour, right?
Yeah.
And Kid Capri is the DJ. Me and Kid hit it off, and one day I'm in Kid Capri's basement. Now, everybody, y'all could imagine what Kid Capri's basement looks like. It's just like, it's records everywhere and turntables and shit. And so I'm just like a kid in a candy store. I'm just eating it up. And then I saw his drum machine. He had an MPC 60. He had the big one. He had the 60 joint, right? So I was like, yeah. And I'm from DC, so for us, drum machines and shit is like foreign. It's
exactly.
That's that New York shit. They were like, nah, that's that New York shit. We don't fuck with that shit. When I saw it, I was like, yo, teach me this New York shit. I want to know it immediately. So Kid Capri sat down and showed me how to sample a record, loop it, and put drums under it.
Yeah.
And after that, I was out. It was like finding a new religion. It was like it was the thing. And ever since, I still build. I have a great producer story for you if you got some time.
Yeah, man, tell me.
Yesterday, I decided to go on my Instagram Live for the first time and make a beat in front of people. I'm real God, because everybody considers me a comedian or whatever. So I'm really guarded with the art. And so I decided to make a track yesterday. And while I'm making the track, Snoop popped up in my DM and was like, yo, let me get that. I was like, you bullshit. And he was like, nah, I want it. So I sent it to him yesterday. He said he gonna lay his joint over there, lay whatever over it and send it back to me. I'm waiting to see. I sent him the 2-track.
You know what? And that's how it works. A lot of people go, so what did you do to get this record? Or what did you do to get that record? Honestly, it happens like that all the time. It's some organic, most of my production stories or how I, landed this record or landed that record or did this, that, and the third. It's been just like that. I'm just randomly doing this over here. Somebody decides to hear it, and it ends up over there. So that's congrats to you.
Thank you.
Stay on Snoop. Make sure you get that job done.
For sure.
Make that record happen. Build it into existence. Make it happen.
You have to. That's sort of what you have to do. I'm finding out that in this game, people have great intentions, but until you show them that you're about the business, it doesn't manifest. You find that's the same thing?
Yeah, I think. Excuse me for moving around.
It's all good.
I think that the business is going to be the business. I think what's more important than the business aspect of it, meaning monetary things, is the connection. I would say the biggest records that I've ever done most money for production-wise, publishing-wise.
Okay.
Probably got paid the least.
Got you.
I did not get paid, but I got paid probably the least. You know, there's a quote that I love, like, if you do something well, you should always get paid for it.
Right.
You should never do it for free. The Joker said that in Batman Begins or something.
Right.
but that's it's one of my favorite quotes. Like, if you're good at something, you should never do it for free. So that's always the good thing, but it's not the end all thing. And I see a lot of cats get pushed back or held up because they're so thinking about money,
Uh-huh.
and not seeing the long road ahead of them. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
You gotta really map that out.
Wow, that's what I mean. When he asked for it, I sent it right to him. I didn't say anything. I was just like, let me go ahead and don't be a dick about it. If it's an artist like Snoop, shit, who knows who he'll tell. Once he makes something out of this record, yo, I got this from Joe Clair. You ain't get that from no Joe Clair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yo, I'm telling you, it happens like that. Most of my production work started happening. Just a quick story. For a period of time, from being a rapper to being a producer, there was a downtime.
Okay.
That much money, I was doing a show here and there. No real money was coming in. And then I got then there's a producer named Ron Lawrence. And Ron Lawrence, if anybody doesn't know who Ron Lawrence is, he did Biggie's Hypnotized. He did Money, Power,
Right.
Respect. So Ron and Ron is a HU alumni. So Ron just happened to hear one of my beats, and he hooked me up to work with LL Cool J. And I get to the studio, I'm fixing the beat up, and LL walks in. He's like, "Yo, Juan, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm doing this beat that you just picked." And just from that one session, people started talking. His A&R was there, he was there, LL was there, and people started talking. Quan got joints, and more work came from that, just off of word of mouth. So you never know. Whoever picks up something from you, you never know what the ripple effect is. But the bottom line is to keep the line of communication open, keep the relationship clear, open, and exact, and all the rewards will come to you. Right?
I was sitting here looking at the comments and cats saying they want to freestyle over. They saying do what you love and all of those kinds of things. At 15, did you know? At 16, did you know that this was what you wanted to do?
How about this? At 7, I knew what I wanted to do.
Really?
It's that simple. It's like at 7, the day that I heard Rapper's Delight.
Okay.
In 1979, I know I was sitting on the floor with my homeboy playing with Star Wars toys, and that record came on, and I was like, I want to do that.
Really?
I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what it was, and I was a very inquisitive child, and I was a musical child. So I played the piano, I played the drums, so I understood music, and I would go home and replay Grandmaster Flash records and Sugar Hill Gang records and Curtis Blow records, and I'd be in the living room. There's always like a talented kid in the family, and they make him go in the middle of the living room.
Right.
I'd be up there singing "These Are the Birds," stuff like that. So I knew what I wanted to do, but I think what flipped it and made it a reality is actually knowing people personally that was doing it. So my neighborhood, the neighborhood I grew up in, is called East Elmhurst, Queens.
Got you.
And people that lived in that neighborhood, East Elmhurst, and the next neighborhood over is called Corona. So you pretty much call it East Elmhurst, Corona. So the people in this neighborhood is Eric B and Rakim.
Okay.
Cool G Rap.
Ooh.
Kid and Play.
Ooh.
Herbie Lovebug. Herbie's girlfriend was Salt, so Salt and Pepper was around. So all these people were around me as a kid. So they were all in little rap groups. They were doing their thing. So then you started to see people making records, especially with Herbie and Salt and Pepper. That was a school project of Herbie's.
Right, I remember.
Salt and Pepper was on the radio, man, and they started popping, and I just remember seeing Herbie. He used to drive orange 1979 Datsun.
Ooh, not a Datsun. A B210?
Together by some duct tape in the back.
A B210.
Exactly. And he went away for the summer, right?
Uh-huh.
So Herbie's first album dropped. He went away for the summer, went on tour. He came back with a red, candy apple red 190E Benz, full fat ropes, a grill. And I was like, yo, Herb, what happened? What did you do? And his only answer was, yo, I'm a producer. I was like, oh, that's it.
And that was it.
And I'm going to be a producer, and you ain't going to stop me. And that was I think, it's unfortunate. You know, I'm 14 years old, so you see the flashy shit that makes you
Right.
want to do something. But between seeing that, I remember going to see my first live hip-hop show was to see Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick perform. You know, at 14 years old, Slick Rick comes out, chicks are losing their mind. Dougie comes out beatboxing, people are wilding out. I'm like, you know what? I can see it in front of me. So that means I can do it. And that's the thing that I talk to kids about all the time. You know, you got to expose your kids to things that they may be very interested in.
Yeah.
You know, if your kid is interested in sharks, take them to the aquarium. You know, don't dismiss it, because you never know that interest can turn into an actual career.
Yeah.
A lifelong career.
Yeah. We got some, I hate to stop. You got some people we got to shout out right quick. Tabby Bonet just joined us.
Yo, what up?
Ronnie Jordan, very funny comedians here. Ty Davis is here. A couple of great people that I'm seeing, and everybody else that I don't shout out. How's everybody doing? What up, Angie B? Anyway, I got a million questions. I got a million questions because one, you live around the corner from Cool G Rap.
Yeah, man. The Coochie Rap was in Pomona.
Oh,
Like I said, my neighborhood is East Elmhurst. Big shout out to G Rap. Me and him were just on the phone for like 2 hours yesterday. So you know that's people, man.
that's
These are the kids in our neighborhood. And Eric B was. How about this? Eric B was the ice cream man. How about that?
what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? He worked, you know, like his summer job. When Mr. Softy truck came down.
Dun 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 gung 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 gung. That's that, Mr. Softy.
Ice cream man. You know, so you know, these are the kids in the neighborhood. So when you start seeing that,
Right.
and you start being exposed to those things, and yet, you know, granted they were way older than me, but still, as a young boy, actually seeing, you know, Kid and Play go from, you know, Kid was in one group, Play was in another group. Play and Herbie were in a group called the Super Lovers, and Kid was in a group called the Turnout Brothers, and the Turnout Brothers would battle the Super Lovers all the time.
Okay.
You know, Herbie Lovebug was my DJ for my 8th grade prom. You know, that's how far back.
God damn.
You know, so you know, it's a real thing, you know, in Queens, and so, but you know, that just shows it, like, you gotta expose your kids any way you possibly can to the things.
Man,
really
so the other day I just my Pioneer turntables are back here. I got a deck right here, and my son, who is 7, he had his first lesson. I gave him his first lesson the other day. I had to teach him what bars were and how to stay on beat. He's 7, so it's something else.
They're never gonna forget it. Trust me, they're never gonna forget it. I remember learning. My godfather's little brother had a set of turntables.
Right.
I was so fascinated with Grandmaster Flash that I was like, I want to learn about scratching. What is that? What is that? And that's another thing. Parents are very key. My father, I didn't know.
You see, we had to blow you up in the back, right? I had to put you up back there.
Oh, there you go. I see it. My godfather had a younger brother with turntables. went over there and he taught me how to mix and scratch. I'm 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. And my first record I ever was scratching was Square Biz. I was terrible. Of course,
Right.
anything like that. But it was the fact that I was allowed to be exposed to it.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, now I know that what makes that noise is this. And I found out about drum machines. What makes this is that. What makes that is this. Synthesizers, you know. And like you said, you being from DC, the DC culture, everybody plays live instruments. That's my culture.
Right.
So my culture, I grew up listening to jazz, playing live instruments, doing recitals and shit like that.
Right.
So, you know, it's like, you know, just bridging those two gaps. This new music called hip hop with instrumental stuff and knowledge of music. You know, just putting it together, man. It's dope.
So when I text you earlier, I said that, I wanted to discuss the fact that, here we are. I'm 50. I just turned 51, and thank you. This was back in February, but the point is, we took, as you can see, I'm my generation till I die. You feel what I'm saying? Go-go was the hip hop of DC. I'm going to put it that way.
Let me tell you something real quick. Not to cut you off, but let me tell you how much I love go-go. As a 17-year-old, 16-year-old, I would sneak down the turnpike. I would go to the Black Hole. I would be on stage with Essence. Them girls would be naked when they would do Take It Off. I would find as many go-go tapes as I possibly could. When we'd be on tour, I would ask Cat from Essence to whenever I played DC to do my records go-go only. I'm only doing go-go versions of my records when I get to DC or different parts of the DMV. Trust me.
Listen to me. Ladies and gentlemen, So for those who are not from my area, the Black Hole, where he used to go as a 17-year-old kid, is basically the cathedral of go-go music. For my generation, it is the end all be all of going to the go-go. I'm from Prince George's County. I'm from Sea Pleasant, and we not supposed to go to DC go-go's. So I used to sneak. When I was in the 10th grade, I would sneak and go to the Black Hole and shut my motherfucking mouth and just party. And it's it's still pumping to this day. So you just blew my mind. Hold on, I gotta give you an explosion. You just blew my mind with that one, brother.
I love DC, man. If I, to the point where I really contemplate moving here to that point. Whenever I'm DC, I met bus boys and poets. I be hanging out, man. I hang out there all the time.
Man, listen, I next time you come, or one of these days, man, come be my guest, man. Just come be my guest in my city. Let me take. We'll go dine, and I'll. When I grew up going to the museums, every Smithsonian museum was like my home. My dad had to keep me on the weekends, me and my brothers and sisters, and he was like, he ain't spending all this money to take us nowhere, so he's gonna take us to the museums. He'll smoke something. He'll go in the bathroom. He'll smoke a joint, and he's like, "Y'all ready to go?" And we be like, "Yeah, let's go, Daddy." And he showed me every museum, and it's what opened me up to art and being an artist. Most people don't know I went away to college as an art major. I went to Morgan State. I was an art major, and so that gets me here, and that's why this is still here, because I need a form of expression. But
so we have that in common. Because I was doing music during my college days, but I went to the high school of art and design. I was going to be an illustrator. That was going to be my job. I did illustration, I did architecture, I did graffiti.
What kind of illustration? You bullshit. Hold on. I got to show you something.
I'm always drawing. Like anything that I do, like my album covers, also design like clothing, fashion design or whatever. I draw it out. Hold on. Do I have it here? I always keep a black book next to me. I think it's next to my bed.
Oh, you wild.
So I stay with a black book. You know what I'm saying?
Here go mine. Here go mine. My brand new one. It's spanking brand new.
Yep. I wish they still made design markers. I don't know if you remember the design markers.
Yeah.
Those were the truth.
For $25 a pop and clock your jeans out. Yo, you blowing my mind right now. But hold on, I want to show you one thing. Don't move. Check this shit out. Look what I just got though. Can you see this?
Oh, no, yeah. That's the, yo, what is that?
Oh, I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm about to blow your mind.
Oh, yo, that's crazy.
I got the Overton Lloyd joints. I got all the Parliament Funkadelic joints. I'm about to put them in. I'm about to put them in joints, and that's gonna be this wall in front of me, man.
Yeah, you got to do that.
That's the sit. Well, you're blowing my mind with the. I had no idea that it went that deep, brother. Let me just put it that way. You know, and most people don't. I can't.
I've been, there's been recently. I'm trying to design a new studio, so I've been doing my architecture, doing my room plans, and it's been taking all my other work away from me. I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to be making records,
Right.
Stop being over here looking like Frank Lloyd Wright over here.
Right.
Come up with some plans and stuff. So yeah, man, that's my I guess stress reliever.
Well, there's a let me bust you in the head with this, and then we're gonna move on to the event on Saturday. Bowie State University actually has a hip hop major. It might be a minor now, and they're trying to make it a major, but you can actually. There are hip hop classes. They asked me to come and teach.
Yeah, if they need any more professors, let me know.
Well, that's why I brought it up. I think you could get me in all the way. If I say, well, look at here, I got a whole nother professor for y'all niggas, and he's the beast. Then now give me a little extra quap. Whatever extra I get, I break you off a piece, and then boom, we just do it like that.
It worked for me. See, I'm in LA, so anything to get back to the East Coast, I'm with it. And then I could be a professor, and then I'll go back to how I was when I was a kid, looking at Indiana Jones. On the weekend, he'd be out getting chased by rocks, and come back on the weekday and become a professor. That's my end goal.
Oh, you live in LA?
Yeah, I'm on the West Coast.
I lived in LA for about 10, 11 years. Loved it. My wife hated it, and then we're back here right outside of DC while I'm doing my thing.
Yeah. No, I love it. I feel like I live in a long-term vacation. But I'm a New York boy, so it's like I always miss home. But I don't miss home now. Y'all got that Rona's running around New York, tapping everybody.
Crazy.
They gotta watch out for that.
So this Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning.
So 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna start setting it off. I'm gonna bring it in easy. I'm gonna be spinning records in between, and this is how it's gonna go for people that don't understand. So 11 o'clock in the morning, it's gonna start as like a party. I'm gonna be playing some classic hip hop, strictly hip hop, and I'm gonna be jumping around. So it's not gonna be like, oh, he's from New York, so he's only gonna be playing old school East Coast. Nah. We're gonna keep it pushing all the way around. And what's gonna happen is a rapper's gonna request to jump on my timeline. I'm not gonna tell people who it is. They're gonna jump on. They're gonna request. I'm gonna pop them in, and then boom, it could be Slick Rick, and he's gonna do a song.
Really?
After he does the song, boom. I'm not saying it's gonna be Slick Rick, but it could be Slick Rick.
Right.
Then it could be Special Ed. He does a song. Boom. Then Chubb Rock come in, and he does a song. Boom. So that's the thing. And what the science is, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
I feel like I'm like building a rocket ship to Mars for the first time, and that shit might blow up. So
Right?
But the idea is to see, the bottom line is this: you, me, everybody, as one people, we are in this country literally on lockdown. We are literally on a self-quarantine, not knowing what the hell is really going on.
True.
It's definitely bigger than what we think it is and what CNN is telling us. You understand?
Right.
So